morning. How are you all? Today I am Billy No Mates. I am all on my lonesome. Poor Joe's been having some issues with his hip. Irene was like, I'll come with you. She's got problems with her foot. So it's just little old me by myself, cease. So I am doing episode 2 of Dee's Dodgy Durham Detours. And I am in Stanhope. Lovely little town village just on the edge of the Weardale. So today is another folklore story. I'm doing I think it's about a 2.5 mile circular walk. You can make it longer if you want, but seeing as I'm on my own, I thought I'll just go for a nice little poodle by myself. So the location of the story isn't quite exact to the folklore, but I'll explain why later on. Pretty overgrown with bushes. Definitely gives it mystical vibes. Oh yeah, keep your dog on the lead. Ashes Quarry, where the great limestone was won. A small army of men toiled here for over 70 years till the quarry closed in the 1940s. They left behind a huge hole over a mile long. Today the quarry is slowly being reclaimed by nature. Again, lots of slag heaps from all the waste. Makes for an interesting landscape though. I'm blown, like, you can tell I haven't done much for a few weeks. Although I did Raven Crag the other week. This weekend I just felt exhausted. I slept for like 12 hours. And that's not like me. With the heat from the sun burning your back and heat from the quarry face burning your front, work on the face of Ashes Quarry was foretaste of hell in a hot summer. Oh, nerve-wracking. That is a bloody big gorge. It's enormous. Trust me, I know. Somebody's been trying to cut up stuff. What a view though. Those trees and the hills in the background aren't Kurt Carrington. They can see either. They're just imposters. So at this point, from the top of the quarry to where that board is, over the 2 bridges, I followed the path up around to the left until it levels out, and then you can see here you can either carry straight on, which will take you to Crawleyside, the actual hamlet, or you take this right turn up the hill, and that's where we're going. Now I have a choice of two. I think whichever way I take, it's still going to be steep. So, we'll try this one. See what it's like. I'm amazed I fit through these bloody kissing gates. Oh. What? No, I'm not going that way. I'm going this way. So as per usual, I've got lost. But I had to turn back the way I was going to go, and I found this path from the gate. I more or less went straight up, and it's now brought me onto this like other footpath. Thank God there's a sign there. But it has lots of false summits, because you think this is the top, but it isn't. That's the top. I've done 300 feet of climbing in less than a mile. I'm shattered. Been burning heather off. Oh God. I can hear lapwings and oyster catchers. I hope I don't get attacked by them this week. I've already heard one grouse, and they will bloomin' attack you, those things. So I've just walked along Crawleyside edge now, and I'm coming to the other end of the moors. So I was absolutely freezing walking along the top. I've gone from overheating, standing in, to being absolutely freezing. And just as I was getting my jacket out, it's starting to drizzle. So I've got the Sastra jacket on today because it's just been in this little backpack that I keep in the back of the car, because the poor thing, I bought it and it's not had a look in since I got the Paramour jackets to test. So but you know, this is my jacket that I've paid for. The Paramour ones are only on test for, well, for as long as they need me to test them. So, which I still need to do an update video of how all of that came around. So that's just on my list of like 50 other million things that I also need to do without protecting a nest. Hopefully I'm a bit more camouflaged with this jacket on, except for the fact I've got bright luminous red leggings on. Now the last time me and Joe walked across this field, oh bless, there was a little pair of lambs that came trotting right over to me and Joe. I haven't got much battery left, but look, we have little lammies following us. Oh, they're so cute. Hello? that one that way has just turned around and looked at me to say, well, you go away. Oh, how cute. Hello. I'll leave you alone. I haven't got anything for you anyway, so I'm not that interested. So you come through that meadow, climb over this stile and follow this path down to that gate there. Yeah, and go through this gate into Stanhope Burn. Today's folklore should have been based alongside the River Wear, but sadly I couldn't find the caves that are based in the story. However, Stanhope Burn, yes, a really weird named place, seemed the perfect place to tell the story of Bessie. One bright and sunny day, Bessie was walking by the river with her dog, Charlie. Her excited dog, Charlie, raced through the river to the cave, and Bessie followed. She peered into the hole where the music was coming from, only for it to stop when she realised it was fairies. She knew fairies were dangerous and not to cross them. She quickly grabbed Charlie and ran for home. When returning home, she told her father what had happened. Her father had the idea to go visit a lady called Aubrey, an old woman who knew everything, who lived in the town. Upon arriving at Aubrey's house, Bessie and her father are welcomed inside. Finton begins to explain that Bessie interrupted the fairies' music. Aubrey sighed. That's not good, but there's hope for you yet. Wide-eyed, they looked at Aubrey. They will come for her tonight, she says, and they will take her away. Aubrey begins to explain that as long as no sound comes from their house, the fairies cannot enter. On their return home, Finton goes about silencing the home, housing the hens in the coop, latching the gate wide open, silencing the ticking clocks, not even lighting the fires. Finton sends Bessie to bed, but both are too afraid to sleep. Hours pass by when the tinkling of the fairies are heard as they approach the house. All was quiet until Charlie felt the unwelcomed presence of the evil fairies. Charlie barked. The fairies shot up to Bessie's bedroom window and they snatched her away. So I think I found the true place where the fairies live. Finton screamed as he saw them take her away. He couldn't blame Charlie, as he was only protecting her. He ran to Aubrey's house, pleading for help. The fairies took her, Aubrey. What can I do? Go to the cave, she says, and take a branch of rowan tree as protection. But to win your daughter back, you will need 3 things. A light that does not burn, a chicken without no bones, and a lamb of an animal without losing a drop of blood. Dumbfounded, how would he find these impossible things? Aubrey told him he needed to be quick, as at sunrise she will be lost forever. As Fintan headed home and walked across the market square, he saw a beggar and tossed him a coin. The beggar said he could help and handed him a glowworm. He thanked the beggar. On the way back to his house, an owl flew with a mouse in its talons. Fintan clapped his hands and the owl dropped the mouse. The mouse approached him and told him about an egg that had been fertilised but had gone unnoticed for the last 15 days, so no bones had yet developed. He thanked the mouse and carried on his journey home. As he ran, he saw a rabbit trapped. He went over and released it. The rabbit thanked him by telling him to pick up a lizard, and it will drop its tail and lose no blood. After collecting the egg and the branch, stopping to get a lizard on the way to the caves, Fintan held out the glowworm into the entrance of the cave for light. The music stopped. He then rolled the egg and threw the tail in. Just as then Bessie's arms reached out to him, he pulled it out, and they both ran home, never to bother the Stanhope Fairies again. So if you've made it through Shiddlehope Burn alive and intact, you'll come out looking at the moors of Weardale and these two stones, and then the bridge which takes you through a farmer's field back into the centre of the town. Just making sure Non's following me. So I hope you have enjoyed today's Dee's Dodgy Durham Detour, the Stanhope Fairies. This is where I'm going to sign off on today's adventure. I hope you like it. Please like, subscribe, comment, give me some feedback on what you think in regards to the series so far. Are you preferring me talking like this to the camera, or are you preferring a voiceover? Please let me know. So, thank you for joining me on this week's adventure, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.